Hi, welcome to the Blue Room. It's August 8th, 2019, and today we got Trent. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, man. How's your day been?
My day's been solid. I ain't really did nothing. Played 2K and got a haircut.
That sounds like a good day.
I know.
What you been up to? What you been working on?
As far as music, I just put out a project, an EP. School is out. I dropped that in, I think, June.
Right.
What I'm working on now, me and my friends trying to do a project, but you know everybody got their own schedule, so it's kind of hasn't came together yet. But that's really it.
Who's working on that project?
Me, John, and G-Web.
Do you guys have like a timeline on it?
No, we don't have no timeline. We just basically started coming up with ideas for it. Not even like the concept for it, but just kind of knocking out like our first couple songs. We got like 2 done right now, so that's really it. But trying to get a vibe for it, really, just to feel.
Just capture it and everything.
Yeah.
So, you grew up in Carson, right?
Yes.
I feel like, that's very synonymous with you.
Yeah.
In your songs and videos and everything. So, tell me how it was, growing up over there.
In Carson, I love it. I feel like it's one of those places where, it's not, I don't even know what the word is, but it's not Compton. So it's not South Central, it's not Compton, it's not, you're not gonna really know the history of it or what type of people come from there or what it's like. So it's one of those things where the only people that really understand us is us or the city.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a very chill area. I think, like, when you look at me, I think who I am personally represents the city as well. Like, I'm a very relaxed person, laid back, and that's kind of how it is. It's just a real chill place. A nice area. Nice people, beautiful people. Probably some of the best people you'll ever meet is from Carson.
Gotcha.
No shade to anywhere else.
No, Carson's nice, man. I
love it.
Like play baseball at the parks and shit. So it's
I know you.
This is some of the nicest parks I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, you go to all the ones that we grew up at too. Delamo Park to Stevenson Park.
It's like you and Kyle.
I know. That's the other thing too about Carson. I feel like, at least on that side, we pretty much all like grow up together. Like, you kind of don't have a choice. It's like we only got really one middle school that's in that area, which is Curtis. So it's like even if you grew up in the village or you grew up in Centerview or you grew up in Delamo or you grew up by Victoria Park, you all come together at some point. So like even though Kyle didn't go to school with me, Davey D did. You get what I'm saying? So it's like we all kind of came up together, came up with the same people.
Right.
So yeah, it's a real together like community, I like to think.
There's only one middle school in Carson?
On that side, but nah, it's multiple. It's like Carnegie and Carnegie is the closest one, and then you got Stephen White, but they a little further down. As far as like the people that grow up in the neighborhoods we grew up, you mostly go to Curtis.
Who from the city inspired you?
Absol.
That makes sense.
Absol. It's crazy because Absol is really like the only one, I guess you would say, for our generation that really popped in Carson. Rocket had a buzz, but Rocket is kind of, I like to think Rocket was like 09, like that time. I feel like for us, like 2011, that's kind of probably when we really start gravitating to music and the artists like that. Absol was that era, and then I think Rocket and Razcast and Booyah Tribe, they all like really before we was really even able to grasp onto the music. Right. So Absol was the one that inspired me.
How about Ray J?
It's crazy because I don't know at what point I found out Ray J was from Carson, but my whole life I had no idea Ray J was from Carson. So that's crazy. Like I was probably a little, you see, it's like you don't know, like but
4 years ago or something.
It's crazy. It makes sense, but yeah, I wouldn't say Ray J only just because I didn't know he was from Carson for so long. But I did love. He had bangers, bro. Like Ray J low key had some bangers.
Ray J's got hits, man.
So I fuck with Ray J, but I didn't know he was from Carson for the longest, so I can't say him. But shout out to Ray J.
Shout out Ray J. What's your newest project about? School's out.
School's out. I think the point I was trying to get across with Schools Out is just kind of like, I don't know, just to kind of make people like feel better about themselves. It's like I didn't go to well, I'm going to school, but it's like I bullshit in school. I ain't even gonna lie. I always bullshitted in school, and I think society kind of makes it feel like if you don't go to school or if you don't receive this, you know, that degree, it kind of can make you feel like ain't shit. And really the project was all the lessons that I got, or like the hardest lessons that came to me in life was never taught in school. Like they don't, it's like school does teach you stuff. I don't want to knock it and tell people not to go, but I'm not trying to knock it, but the project really is just basically that. Like the hardest lessons I got was outside of school. It's other stuff that comes in life that school didn't necessarily prepare me for. So it's like, I don't know.
And I don't know. You felt those things like right after high school, or was it like just
right
in general,
after high
like when you were in summer?
Nah, it probably took like maybe college. It happened in college, like the mindset. Right. And it's just that when you look, I was having a conversation with my cousin, but it's really like when you look back at it, they kind of really don't mentally, they don't prepare you in a lot of ways for what you face after school. Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, since we're not prepared for what comes, we could be like mentally weak at times. So I feel like when you don't know how to handle certain things that come to you, it could really like just, you can really crash. I'm trying to think another way to say it, but you could really crash. You could really get down on yourself. You could really just lose yourself in a sense, because I think one of the best ways to learn something is just to go through it. And like I said, none of the stuff that you go through in life, I can't recall really too many teachers ever teaching us or trying to prepare us mentally for that. And I'm losing train of thought again, but
all good.
Yeah, that's really all School's Out is about. The hardest lessons I got came after school.
It's really cool because, you know, I remember, you know, working on the project with you, and even though, like, you know, I mean, you had a project right before that you were working on.
Yeah.
And even though, like, I feel like the other project you were more, like the project before, you were like more, I guess, like calculated in a way, like where you wanted everything to be more thematic.
Yeah.
And this one kind of came together, but even though it came together, you still tied it up, you know, in a very thematic way, and it like really solidified, you know, across the board. Because like I think like the first song, it's like the perfect intro for it.
Bro, know? And I think that was like the last song I did, or maybe like the last beat I found for that.
Right.
And yeah, like even if you listen to it, it's like I kept on singing my song. I kept on singing my song. It's like the actual beat just, it's like the song is like just keep persevering, keep pushing, and it's kind of like, I guess that's kind of like what the title is. Like if you listen to what I'm talking about in the song, like welcome to the what you like. I forgot what I said. What you doing now, nigga? School's out. It's like welcome to the real world. School's out, and it's like I just keep singing my song. It's like you go through certain things and you take hits, and I'm not taking, when you do music, you're not really taking a traditional route. Like we don't know. It's one of those things where I could put my all into this, and it's one of those things where it might just not work just because it wasn't meant to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could do everything right. Like in my mind, it just might not work. It might not be for me, and it's just like, just keep persevering, keeping hope alive, just keep working. And I feel like that's one of them things where this project just came together naturally. Yeah. And it came together fast. Like it wasn't even planned to do this project. It's just everything fit naturally together, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah.
I think with your projects in general, I mean, even like counting like the very first EP, like that we recorded, like did we record that in here, or did we record?
No, I don't even think that.
I think was the whole thing done in?
No, you know what? Because I think Mac and Hose was in here.
Yeah,
because it's a video. Yeah, it's a video of me recording that.
That's crazy.
And Noah was in here, and I forgot my phone went off, and he was like, "Nigga, you got the Kim Possible ringtone and some shit like that."
Wow, that's crazy. I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was like 2014.
Yeah.
Is that 2014?
It might.
I think that was
Damn.
2014 because that's
I'm
when you
from-
graduated, right? From
2013.
North.
I'm
when you
class of
graduated?
2013, yeah.
Holy shit, 2013?
I was supposed to be class of
Wait.
2014. I got moved up.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
I
so
got
now-
held back and then I got moved back up.
Okay, I think the
When I started
Yeah, I
coming
think it-
here was 2013. We started in your brother's room.
right.
But we did record in here in 2014 too.
Okay. Damn, that's crazy. That's 5 years already.
Bro, it's crazy how long it took me to finish that project.
Was that
From-
2 years? I think it took 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Because
but-
I remember I was working on limbs at the same time,
Yeah.
and it was like we were both sitting on.
that took a long time to put out my first project. To think
Right.
from.
Right. That was. A
Yeah, it
crazy
was
time.
2 years because I think it dropped on. I think I dropped it around New Year's in 2016.
Mhm.
So I remember I wasn't even out here when it dropped.
Right. Yeah, man. Wow, that's nuts. It's crazy that time. Like the time we had like Kyle was doing shit too, and the
Kyle was
shit.
diarrhea, yeah.
I'll just like never forget when we shot that video. We went around Torrance with the water guns and shit.
Yeah.
We were fucking wild. That was a wild time. Took that old PS3 he had, I think.
Oh, and the motherfucker broke that shit.
Yeah,
we
we,
went
like,
to
pulled up to a
we went to a random
random-
parking
A
lot.
random fucking parking lot. There's video of that shit. That shit is hilarious.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, man. It's crazy looking at all, like the whole journey. Getting back to the point, like I feel like, you know, even since back then, I think you have a really good knack of putting together projects that are very cohesive, like thematically, like kind of like. I mean, I've always known you to be a very good storyteller, so like
Yeah, appreciate
I
it.
feel like that's like almost like a natural thing for you.
That's crazy that you said that. I was talking to John about that like 2 days ago, and I told him I look at it like kind of like a sport. Like certain people are naturally good at certain things in music.
Right.
It's like if I compare it to basketball, this guy might have always been a really good 3-point shooter, but at some point he had to work on ball handling.
Right.
Or this guy might have been really athletic, but at some point he had to develop a jump shot.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, I always been good at like tying a theme in together for like a project or like coming up with a concept. That part has never really been hard to me. And I like how it happens for me because it happens naturally. Like I really just make the music, and then when I think about all the songs I made, it's like I could take a lesson from, because usually my songs, like I try to have like a lesson in there, or I can tell you what I learned from it based off of this song, what I was going through in my life at the time. So I'm able to usually just tie them all in and like, all right, what's the lesson or what's the overall theme? And like even with School's Out, like I said, it came together fast, bro. That project wasn't planned. Like I think I probably made it. I don't know how long it took to make it. I'd probably
a couple
say
months maybe.
yeah, like
it wasn't
maybe
that long.
a couple months, and that was just to put something out because I already had other stuff like in the works, but they weren't getting done as fast. Like I'm waiting on features that I didn't get for certain songs, and then end up having to find somebody else to do the feature for it, and that probably didn't work out. Or I was working on like the short film, like the videos, which I'm still working on. And
Right.
people kept backing out, so it's like I couldn't get this video done. So it's like, damn, I got to put out something, and I end up. And then another thing too, I just, not to get off topic, but I'm always one of those people. I try to give myself a break from making music.
Right. That's important.
Yeah, I try to give myself a break, but it's like life is still going, so I always end up finding something else to inspire me to keep writing. That was really what School's Out was. I'm still listening to beats, even though I still got this project I'm trying to get done, and yeah, that's how that came about.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think it's always important to stay inspired, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, I mean, I've gone through this where, like, I sat with projects for way too long.
Nah.
And, like,
yeah,
I'm
that's
like, damn, I just want to make new shit. And then you're like, fuck. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, that's like low-key where I'm at with it. Because it's like you grow, too. So it's like you got these songs from such and such, and it's like I feel like I'm better now than, even though I didn't make those songs, like, too long ago, but I feel like I'm better now than I was then, at that point when I was making those songs. So it's like, you kind of do want to just start fresh, but I gotta finish it just because I love how the project I put together so far.
right.
But
Yeah, that's a great sign. That's a really great sign, though. Like, I think if I was, like, if I, like, loved every single part of everything I made, like, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I think I'd get bored, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's important to like feel at least you gotta improve somewhere, or like you could do things differently, and maybe like, you know, I've seen somebody say once that like, I thought this is interesting because for me it's always been the opposite, but I think they said it's like your next project isn't supposed to be better, it's supposed to be different. But for me, it's always been about being better than the last one. I mean, yeah, it can be different, but it can also be different and better for me at least. But yeah, no, I think there's definitely value to that, and like just staying inspired, whether it's like writing to new beats or like writing to new stuff, or even taking on different aspects musically. I mean, you got your talk box, you know.
I know. I still got to learn how to work that
right,
shit too.
and that's something. That
shit is
really
hard.
That's tight. I mean, to me, that's cool because like you know you're like exploring different ways to like express yourself, you know, artistically.
Yeah, I think that's one of the benefits of being around you. It's like I always listen to your shit, and then I always feel like the shit. People tell me my music is different, but I always feel like your shit is like just. I don't know nobody that's making music like that at all, so it's like, damn, like this nigga shit is really different. So it's like the way you write, to how the different voices you use, like even on Anyway, like the voice that you use for Face Down, like it's like, I don't even know what the fuck that is, bro. I just know that shit hard. So it's like,
thank you, man. Yeah.
So it's like it's always something I can improve on. That's the way I look at it. I think it's
for sure.
It could be, that's a gift to me, and I think it's also a curse. Because I feel like sometimes I might take the joy out of certain things. Because it's like I listened to School's Out for so long, not so long, but before I put it out, just trying to see how everything was going to transition and how this sounded, or like maybe I need to add this, or if I do a skit right here. Like I listened to it for so long, like even the intro, like I came up with the idea to do the little talk part maybe like a week before I think it got mixed. So it was like I listened to things so long and just keep thinking what I could add and critiquing myself. By the time it come out, I done listened to it so much, I played it out for myself, so I can't listen to it and enjoy it like other people will.
Right.
It's already on, like, I could have did this better, I could have did that better, because I listened to it so long, and I'm always trying to see what I can do better and improve.
Right. It's so crazy, because I think, like, when you're in the middle of making the shit, you can get very fucking tired, because you're obsessing over every little fucking detail.
Yeah.
And then by the time it comes out, you're like tired. So like, and it's like it's tough because like when you're at that point and you drop the shit, it's like you gotta like promote it still, and sometimes you forget because you're so tired of the shit already.
No.
So like you know, like for me, it's like damn, I had to take a step back too because I felt like you know it's my project. I remember talking to Noah about this, and Noah was like, yeah, man, like your project did well, and like he's like, I felt you didn't even promote it like as far as you could, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, like I didn't, you know.
That's funny you said that, because that's how I feel about, like, I didn't even want to say that last part on camera, like I'm tired of it, because I still want to promote it. It's like still go listen to my shit. Right. If you watching this, go listen to my shit. But it's like I didn't listen to it so much and critiqued it so much. It's like it's exactly that. I'm tired of it. I don't want to.
It's tough, man. It's like tough to figure out when to like let go of it and put it out in the world. Yeah. You want to perfect it, and like it's crazy. I think like man, I used to have that issue big time. I think
Limbs.
A lot of it is. Oh my god, I hate that fucking album. Limbs. It's crazy. I obsessed over it to death. I like waited a whole ass year just to drop it on Christmas.
Yeah, see, Limbs. That was definitely crazy. Limbs for you.
Yeah, and like I would open up this one session every day, and like I had the sound in my head of how I wanted like literally a kick drum to sound, like the kick drum in the song to sound, and it never came out the right way. Never. Like no matter what I did, I bought like plugins. And this is before I went to school and anything, but like still, it was just like every fucking day I opened the session and it just did not sound right.
You know what I like about that though? It's like when you look back, when I look at my favorite artists, and I listen to, like, I'll just put it out there, like Kendrick Lamar EP. It's like that's the raw version of Kendrick. So he probably was obsessed at getting to where he was in OD, and then when he was making OD, he was probably obsessed to getting where he was in Section 80. And then when he was making Section 80, he was probably obsessed again where he was in Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
When you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't know. I kind of like that part about it because when you listen to it, it's like, this was the best version of them at that time.
Right.
But this is like really the raw version of them. Like, you get to see the growth. And you like, so even though we looking at it like, we can be so much better now, like, to other people, this is the best now. And then, like, you could take it to another level. So that's what...
Yeah, man.
I feel like I might have got lost saying that, but I love that part about it because it's like it's a challenge now. After you put it out, it's a challenge to get better. Like, how can I top this? Or like, it's so much shit that I can do. Like, I always tell people when they give me compliments, like, bro, like, even though you say I'm a good storyteller, I'm like, I could be more vivid with the story. Actually, like, I could, like, I'm trying to get to the point where, like, you feel like you right here watching me. Mm-hmm. It's like third person. Like, I'm doing whatever I'm saying and you watching it happen. And then, like, what else? I can get better. Like, I love doing background vocals. I can get better with that. The talk box, I can learn how to utilize that.
Really
it's like so much shit I could do, like, and I can still learn. So I like the challenge. I love the challenge.
I think I see a lot of parallels between, like, making music for some of, like, the greats and, like, some of the best athletes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, they love the challenge. They, like, I think there's something about challenging yourself and knowing that you can improve, but also knowing that you're great at what you do. Or, like, you have to damn near, like tell yourself you're the best to get that out of you, you know?
Yeah.
Despite what anybody says, despite what any number suggests, anything, you got to tell yourself to be the best to, like, perform, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, really challenge yourself, like, you're like, challenge yourself to be better than your idols and shit, you know, to, like, really, like, bring that in. And, like, making music is different because it's subjective and everything. And,
yeah.
But, you know, like, if you score 50 points, you know, in basketball, it's like nobody can really argue with you about how fucking bad your night was, you know?
That's true.
But with music, it's subjective, but still, like, regardless, I think, like, the greats, like, I can, I guess, kind of pick it out of, like, Kendrick. When I see it in his interviews, you can tell, like, there's, like, a drive to be, like,
T.D.E in general.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a...
It's like in-house competition right there.
Yeah, that's something with them, period. But yeah, I think you gotta have the drive and the passion for it. Because if you just, I don't know, I feel like a lot with the music, a lot of people get on and then, like, that's just it. Mm-hmm. It's like I don't think they necessarily want to be I don't know how to say it. I don't think they necessarily want to be not even just the greatest. Like, I was watching a Bernie Mac interview and he said, like, Bernie Mac, like, one of the greatest comedies ever. And Oprah was talking to him and she was like, what drives you to be the best ever? And he said, I'm not really, like, motivated to be the best ever, but just to be the best version of myself.
Right.
So you get what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of artists, they don't really care about being the best version of themselves musically. Like, they might hit their peak and then they not thinking, all right, how can I knock the ceiling off and go higher than that? I think they just stop right there because you already made it and they get that comfortability. But I remember Kendrick dropped the Control verse and I was obsessed with that shit. Like, I listened to that in my bed for like 3 days. And you probably don't remember, but I remember I texted you and I was like, I don't know what exact words I said, but it was on the line like, damn, I want to be like that one day. I hope I could do some shit like that one day, drop a verse like that. And I remember you said, yeah, that dude works hard.
Yeah.
So it's like just that mentality. Like, my favorite label, they all my favorite artists. So T.D.E, like, those one of the hardest working peoples in the game. So I feel like for me, it's all about hard work. Like, it's not finna be one of those. I look at it as a job at the same time as something that's a passion. Like, if I can get to the point where it is my job, I'm gonna make sure I'm the best that I can be at my job at the end of the day. So that's what it is for me.
Yeah, man, that's the love for it right there. I mean,
oh yeah,
if you got that, you know, you got it. I mean, I think sometimes being talented, like, because there's some people that just straight up, like,
oh yeah,
raw
it's
talent.
natural gift. motherfuckers who just walk in, say some random shit, and walk out and it's a hit. And you like, damn, nigga.
Right. Some people that have it like that, and sometimes I feel like that can be a weakness sometimes because, you know, some people.
See, I look at it like sports.
Exactly, it's the same shit. Like you can be athletic as hell,
and then you look at the dude, you like, damn, like he just never like
it doesn't work
panned out, and it's like, what happened? He just didn't have to work at he didn't have a Kobe mentality.
Yeah, man, it's tricky because like, yeah, I think like if you're really talented and you work hard, it's like there's no ceiling for you, you know.
Facts.
If you
that's why you have artists that just kept topping themselves, and you like, damn, like Frank Ocean is an example.
Right.
It's like he gave you the first album, and then he sat out for 2 years, and was it 2 years? A 2 year span?
It was like 4.
Damn.
Between
it was like
orange and blonde.
It was like a 4 year span, and then he gives you something else that you gonna play for another, like, you know what I'm saying, 10 years down the line.
Shit still hits like the Billboard Top 200.
Like, it's still, like, even when you look at Jay-Z, like, I still love listening to Jay-Z rap. Like, 444, I love that project when it came out.
Right.
But Reasonable Doubt came out in, like, 96. Like, that's still a classic. Like, Jay-Z was spazzing. And he just, like, one of those people that just, maybe if it's, like, you might not say he topped that version of himself in that year, but he's still, like, still entertaining because he's still good. Like, he's still great at what he does. He's not one of those people that just... They just like start to simmer down. He's one of those people that still rise, even if it's not boom. Like, okay, this is the greatest shit he ever did. Jay-Z is still a cold nigga with the mic. If he rap on some shit, I'm listening to it.
Right. I love watching. I watched his I think it was his Making of the Black album, like last week.
I did not watch that.
Oh,
I need to watch it.
Brilliant. It's like it's funny because you see Rick Rubin in there and he's like talking to it's one of the guys from Beastie Boys, right? And he's like, they're in the studio, and he's talking to him. He's like, do you see how he writes? And he's like, no. He's like, he doesn't use paper. Like he just, he's like, he writes in his head. Like he's writing in like the corner of the room, and then he like goes in and he just does it. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I think that style of writing is interesting too. You know, because I think like
that should amaze me.
There's so many different techniques, and I've seen a lot of them now.
There's no rules to it.
No, not at all. And like, you know, I try to tell people that all the time, and like, I feel like sometimes people give me like, they're kind of scared to show me stuff because it's not like mixed, or they're scared to show me like try certain things because they're like, oh, that's not like the proper way to do it.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I get it because like a lot of engineers like kind of fall into that trap too, where they get scared. But I think regardless, like you put the idea down, you know, and sometimes it's not the most conventional way to put the idea down. Like there's people making, like you got Steve Lacy who made his album on his fucking iPhone in GarageBand. Like his whole album was made.
I did not know that.
You know, and you can do like
that's hard as hell though.
That's crazy, and like it sells and people love it. You know, like, it's a great album. So there's so many ways you can do it. And you know, there's people that write with pen and pad still, and write in their iPhones. Some people don't write at all, and they go in the booth and punch in. And
we were just talking about that in Zelly's last session when Rob was punching in.
Right. It's there's so many techniques. How do you when you go to the studio, how do you write? Do you? To
be honest, you see me record, so I kind of have to write before I go to the studio, just because I really like I can freestyle, but it's like I really want to be careful with what I say. Not that I might say something like offensive or something that's out of bounds, but I don't know. And I like to challenge myself with writing too. Like, so when I freestyle, I kind of don't really like when I go in the booth of punch in. If I don't like actually sit down and think, like, how can I switch the flow up here, or how can I put these words together here? When I punch in, it's not gonna have that same feel for me. So I like to actually sit down and take my time and like challenge myself. Like even sometimes when I be at home writing, I'll write a line that's kind of like a filler, and I know it's a filler, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not putting that bullshit on the paper this time. I'm gonna actually sit there and like let me think of something that I can say that's gonna be hard to me. So it's a challenge, so I have to sit down and challenge myself to write.
That's crazy. I mean, like, I thought recently when I was hearing you, I didn't even catch it when recorded like the draft for it, but like when you did the feature for Chase In, that the the line about the mama mentality and the cops and shit. That shit was crazy.
Okay,
I didn't catch that until John brought it up, and I was like, holy shit.
John said the same thing when we listened to it. He was like, he played it. See, I look, he got some bars. I be having some shit in there. But that one I didn't write. See, I don't know. The best part about my job is like, it's kind of like free flowing. Like, there's nobody that's over me. And I work for Amazon, so when I just be driving and I sit in the car, I drive around and listen to the beat. So that one I didn't write down, but like, it's something that I did have to challenge myself. I had to sit there and
think about it.
Yeah, think about it. And that was one of my favorite little lines in the song. That's probably my favorite verse right now.
That verse is really good.
I like that one.
Really verse. Chasing is so excited about it. You could tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
I messaged him and I was like, yeah, this song's hard. He's like, yeah, Trent killed the shit. And I was like, yeah, you fucking did.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
I think, and I was like so nonchalant. Like, I don't even know if I gave him like the bad vibe or anything when he called. He was like, because remember I told you I had to re-record it. So like after I recorded it, I was like, oh, it's already done. And then he like, all right, but we finna go to the studio Thursday. He like, you ready, motherfucker? Like, you ready for this shit? And I'm just like, yeah, bro. I'm like, I'm ready.
It came out great regardless.
Yeah, I was like real nonchalant about it, but I mean, I was excited to do that record too.
Yeah. Are you looking to collaborate with more people in the future? Or?
Yeah, but I don't like to force things either.
Right.
Like, right. Yeah, for me, I gotta like visualize the person on the song with me, and I'm always open. Like, I'm always open to hop on anybody's song because I feel like, I don't know. I was a big fan of Lil Wayne when he was like, when he went through that, you know, when he was like really popping. Like, I want to say like 08 when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne was like damn near on every feature. Like, I low-key want to go through a phase like that at some point in my career where it just seemed like, damn, everywhere you turn. Even like J.Cole recently, where it seemed like J.Cole was doing a gang of features and he was like killing. I just want to rip a gang of features like one good time, just keep going. Yeah, so I'm always open to work with people. And then as far as like collaborations, yeah, it just gotta, I can like people's music and then like I can like really love your music, but we might not fit on the song together, and I'm okay with that. So like I don't like reach for features, but I definitely do want to get more features done in the future and collab with more people.
Well, what can we expect next from Trent in 2019, the rest of 2019?
The rest of 2019, I kind of don't want to say something and then it don't end up happening.
Hey, it's fine. Everything is subject to change.
Yeah, you're right. But expect a short film called Winter's Break. And then, I don't know, we got to see how the rest of the year go. We might get the project too. Right. If I can get them done both at the same time. But definitely the short film is going to be done by the end of the year. And hopefully out by the end of the year.
You're talking about the project meaning going with you and G-Web and Trent, or just you?
Ah, shit.
Or both?
All of them.
All of them.
I was talking about the one with me, John, and G-Web, but yeah, if I can get mine done too, have it completely done, I'll have all of them done by the end of the year.
Sweet.
And drop.
Awesome. Well, I think that concludes our interview. Do you have anything else you want to say? Tell the people anything?
Make sure you go listen to School's Out EP.
Right. That's sweet.
Hit the llama, so I mean he was on that late time, waste time, hoping pennies make dime. Fuck about a face, shawty, what's up with your waistline? Gang fly, hang time, Jordan